Namaste from Dhananjaya Kumar. Welcome to another short discussion on the subject Essence. Great Mind, Great Quotes is a series of programs, videos that I am recording to present to you about great minds and great quotes and learning from them through their words of wisdom. The topic in this video is essence. Now, there are two aspects of anything existing, any existence. There is substance and there is essence. Substance is material, physical. The stuff something is made of is called substance. Essence is the qualities that makes something. The quality, the virtue, the value, not the material content. So as far as the personality, mind, intellect, the spirit, universal consciousness, collective consciousness, all those concepts are not material. You cannot access them through your senses. You cannot see and touch and smell them. You can only experience them and feel them. So the topic is essence, and essence has been described in many ways. In science is described that there are different elements, and the subtle elements are more widespread. Gross elements are more localized, they are solid. So that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about essence. So essence, the more subtle means the less invisible. You cannot even feel it. Sometimes you cannot even experience it directly through your mind and intellect. Not only you cannot experience it through your senses, you cannot even imagine it. So the more subtle it is, the more widespread it is. The ideas that you believe in, you trust in, and millions of other people have similar idea. Now you cannot touch it. You cannot pack in an envelope and give it to somebody. Somebody feels by himself or herself. So it is more widespread. And the subtler the thing, more subtlety is more widespread. And the absolute truth which pervades the entire universe, entire creation, is the subtlest. So the essence is what we are talking about, and the first quotation is this one by Nisargadatta Maharaj. The absolute material and the absolute spiritual. Those are the two ends. Absolute material and absolute spiritual. The totally objective and the totally subjective. So what is indicating in first part of this quotation is the absolutely material is totally objective, and absolutely spiritual is totally subjective. Now these two are identical both in substance and in essence. So this is a bit mystical, how they are identical, because we tend to divide our environment, our life, our visibility, mind, body, into two-ness or duality. That me as the subject and the other as object. So the subject and object interact, they relate, sometimes they are repulsive, sometimes they are attractive, and life goes on. So something which is totally objective, which means everything is substantive. In other words, the subtle idea, the consciousness, the spirit is also manifest in the object. It's present in the object. And your attention is focused on the object. You are watching, experiencing it in a deep and intimate way. And you have lost awareness of your own substance, of the stuff you are made of. Because in fact you are made of the same substance, and by paying attention to the object, you are not that mindful of your material being, but you are absorbed in the other object. So that is one way to gain perfect knowledge about not only that object, but with your own self as a material object, your own body, mind. So that's one. The other is, or is totally subjective, which means you expand your own awareness, your own concept of your self. So selfish is not limited to your one person selfish self and selfishness, but it's globalized, it's universalized. And within that, all the other little selves are included. You do not have a boundary like this, but your boundary expands and expands and expands indefinitely. And all the objects and all the subjects present in the object are all included. It's all inclusive. It's so vast, infinite. So now this is the concept of total subjective. So in an absolute sense, what Nisargadatta Maharaj is saying, the absolutely material and the absolutely spiritual, the totally objective and the totally subjective are identical. It's a wonderful concept to fathom and enjoy and grow with it. This one is from the Upanishads. That which is subtle essence, in that have all beings their existence. Which means, subtle means larger, subtlest means largest in terms of expansion. That which is the subtle essence, in that have all beings their existence. Everything exists in that subtle essence. That is the truth. That is the self, and that thou art. This is one of the great declarations, statements, it's called Mahavakya, and this refers to that in the subtle essence, all of us, all of other things, other life forms, nature exists in that subtle essence. And that is the self, not individual self, but universal self. That is the universal self, and that thou art. Thou art, in essence, universal self, although when that universal self is localized in form of one individual, it is the small self. So in a very short form, this is the essence of the teaching by Upanishad, that when the smallest is part of the largest, and the smallest has all the qualities of the largest, so when the smallest expands in its vision, it becomes part of the largest self, and that is the truth. And you are not only part of the truth, but you are that truth, you represent that truth. Enough for now. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate your patience and interest, and we'll come back with another topic and great quotes.